Welcome, champions. Today's video isn't just another typical upload. It's something that can truly transform your whole life because right now we're exploring a subject that can elevate your career, your income, your self-belief, and your overall way of living. Just pause and think about this for a second. Have you ever noticed that when someone communicates clearly, when they speak with confidence, clarity, and charm, they secure better opportunities? They earn more income, they attract bigger chances, they naturally gain respect, whether they're at their job, in social settings, or anywhere they go. And here's something fascinating. Sometimes we meet very ordinary-looking people. They're not famous, not extremely wealthy, not widely recognized, just everyday individuals. But the moment they start talking, something feels unique. Their voice has influence. Their presence feels strong. We enjoy speaking with them. We feel at ease around them, and we look forward to connecting with them over and over again. Why does this happen? Because the ability to communicate is a real superpower. Communication is what truly makes someone attractive. Now listen carefully. If you want to develop a strong personality, one that people admire, respect, and remember, you need to follow one key principle. Speak with purpose, speak with impact, speak with clarity. So what does that actually mean? It means every time you speak, your words should have meaning. They should be organized properly. They should be crystal clear. You should pause, reflect, and then say what you truly want to express. Always keep in mind, a sharp mind paired with clear communication builds a powerful personality. In this video, I'm going to share 10 strong tips that are practical, effective, and easy to use. These are not boring ideas. These are tested techniques that produce real results. I can promise you, if you stay until the end and truly apply what I'm about to show you, your communication skills will completely change. 100% guaranteed. And here's something extra. Watching this video won't just improve how you communicate. It will also help you strengthen your English, listening and speaking skills at the same time. So make sure you stay to the end and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more powerful videos like this. Let's begin. Let's grow. Tip 1. Express without over-explaining. Now this is incredibly powerful and very few people actually understand it. Psychology tells us that people form their first impression of you within just 7 seconds. Yes, only 7 seconds. Even before you clearly begin speaking, others have already decided nearly 70% of their opinion about you. Whether you appear confident, intelligent, likable, trustworthy, or not. Isn't that surprising? So what does this really mean? It means you are communicating even in silence. Your body language, your facial expressions, your eye contact, your smile, your posture, your energy. Everything is already delivering a message. Let me give you a simple real-life example. Imagine a candidate sitting in a waiting room for a job interview. Both have the same qualifications, the same skills. One person is slouched, scrolling on their phone, looking tired and uninterested. The other person is sitting straight, shoulders relaxed, with a gentle smile, calm and positive energy. Who do you think the interviewer will choose even before asking a single question? Obviously, the second person. Why? Because their nonverbal cues already say, I am confident. I am professional. I respect myself and others. Your body communicates louder than your words. Here's something you should always remember. Enter any room with confidence. Even if you feel nervous inside, smile naturally, not forced, but soft and real. Keep your back straight. It shows strength. Maintain eye contact. It reflects honesty and connection. Avoid unnecessary movements or fidgeting with your hands. It shows nervousness. Master this 7-second rule, and you will win half the battle before you even speak. Because people feel your energy first. Then they listen to your words. Tip 2. Storytelling. Now listen closely. If you want to touch hearts, inspire others, and be memorable, you need to master the art of storytelling. Storytelling is the core of great communication. Why? Because facts give information, but stories create impact. When you tell a story, people listen more attentively. People feel emotionally involved. People remember it for a much longer time. For example, imagine you want to explain the importance of hard work. You could simply say hard work is important, boring, and easy to forget. Or you can tell a short story. Let me share something about a boy named Sam. Sam grew up in a small village. No electricity, no internet. Still, every single night he studied, under a streetlight because he had a dream of becoming a doctor. People laughed at him. But 10 years later, Sam saved the lives of the same people who once made fun of him. Now tell me, which version touches your heart more? Which one stays in your mind longer? Obviously, the story. That's the power of storytelling in every situation. Whether you are giving a presentation, sitting in a meeting, teaching someone, or simply expressing a thought in a conversation, use stories. Use real-life examples. Paint a clear picture in the listener's mind because the human brain is naturally wired for stories. From ancient times when people sat around fires and shared knowledge through stories. Always remember, keep your story short but meaningful. Add a little struggle, a little success. Help the listener see themselves in the story. Once you master storytelling, people will enjoy talking with you, listening to you, and learning from you. And beyond that, you will become unforgettable. Tip 3, empathy. If you want to become a powerful communicator, if you want people to trust you like you, and feel comfortable opening up to you, then you must develop one essential quality, empathy. So what exactly is empathy? Empathy means understanding and feeling what others are experiencing. It's the ability to put yourself in someone else's position. It's about listening with your heart, not just your ears. Why is empathy so important in communication? Because when people feel truly understood, they feel safe around you. They trust you. They respect you. They open up to you. Without empathy, communication feels cold, distant, and ineffective. Let's understand this with a strong example. Imagine you are sharing a problem at work with a friend. You feel stressed. You feel alone. One friend listens and quickly says, "Oh, don't worry. It's nothing. Just ignore it." He didn't really listen. He didn't truly care. But another friend looks at you with attention, listens patiently, nods gently, and says, "I understand how stressful that must be for you. It's really tough to go through something like that at work. You're not alone. I'm here if you want to talk more about it. Now tell me, which friend would you feel closer to? Who would you trust more? Who would you want to keep in your life?" Obviously, the second friend, because empathy creates connection. So how can you show empathy while communicating? Listen actively. Don't just wait for your turn to speak. Truly pay attention. Acknowledge their emotions. You don't always need to fix their problem. Just show that you understand. Use phrases that reflect understanding, like, "I can imagine how that feels." It seems like you're going through a lot right now. I appreciate you opening up and sharing that with me. Stay in the moment. Eliminate distractions. Give them your complete attention. Here's a real-world truth. In sales, in leadership, in relationships, the people who achieve the most success are not the ones who talk the most, but the ones who listen with genuine empathy. Because when you make someone feel truly understood, you gain their trust for a lifetime. Tip 4, the most pleasant sound. One of the strongest communication. Secrets was beautifully described by Dale Carnegie, the famous author of How to Win Friends and Influence People. He said, "A person's name is to that person the sweetest sound in any language." And yes, it's completely true. When you use someone's name correctly during a conversation, you instantly make them feel valued, acknowledged, and important. But why does this happen? Because a name is more than just a word. It represents someone's identity, their upbringing, their family's voice, and their sense of self. When you say someone's name with warmth, you connect with their emotions, not just their ears. You walk into a busy Starbucks. There's music playing, people chatting all around, and the rich smell of fresh coffee in the air. You place your order and say, "Hi, I'll have a caramel macchiato. My name is Daniel." The cashier smiles and writes it down. A few minutes later, you're standing near the counter with others waiting. The barista looks around, picks up the cup, and calls out, "Caramel macchiato for Daniel. Enjoy your day, Daniel," in a cheerful, friendly tone. In that moment, you feel a small spark inside. You're not just an order number. You're not just another customer. You feel recognized. You feel remembered. And you know what? It's such a simple thing, just hearing your name. But it makes the whole experience feel warm, inviting, and special. You may even smile and think, "I like this place. These people are kind." That's the hidden power in meetings. friendships, and interviews. Whenever you use someone's name sincerely, they feel valued. They feel connected. And once people feel that connection with you, opportunities, trust, and success begin to flow naturally. One important tip: use names naturally, not after every sentence. Use them while greeting, when making a point, and when ending a conversation with genuine warmth, not force. Always remember, in a world where everyone is looking for attention, simply remembering and using someone's name can make you unforgettable. Tip 5. Emotional intelligence. This one can truly transform your life. If you master this skill, you will grow in relationships, business, leadership, everywhere. So what is emotional intelligence? It's the ability to understand and manage your own emotions while also recognizing and influencing the emotions of others. And what is the most powerful part of emotional intelligence? It's learning how to respond instead of react. So what's the difference? Reacting is immediate, emotional, and impulsive. Responding is thoughtful, calm, and intentional. Imagine you're in a meeting and someone criticizes your idea in front of everyone. If you react, you get upset. Your face turns red. You say something harsh. Now you appear unprofessional, emotional, and weak. But if you respond, you stay composed. You take a deep breath, you say, "Thank you for your feedback. I'll think about it and maybe we can work on improvements together." The result? You appear confident. You seem mature. You gain respect. You build relationships instead of creating conflict. Let's look at a personal example. At home, your partner says something hurtful during an argument. You feel pain and anger. If you react instantly, you raise your voice. You throw hurtful words back, and suddenly the argument grows even bigger. But if you pause, take a deep breath, stay silent for a few seconds, and then speak calmly. "I'm feeling hurt right now. Let's talk when we're both more relaxed now." You're protecting the relationship. You're acting wisely, not weakly. So how do you develop emotional intelligence and train yourself to respond instead of react? Always pause before speaking. Even a few seconds can change everything. Identify your emotion. Are you angry, sad, or feeling insecure? Give it a name. Ask yourself, what's the smartest way to reply right now? Focus on your bigger purpose. Winning an argument in the moment means nothing if you end up damaging a relationship. Leaders, influential speakers, and strong communicators all share one thing: emotional intelligence. They remain calm under pressure. They choose their words thoughtfully. They stay steady even in difficult situations. Emotional intelligence is inner control combined with outer influence. Tip 6. The Echo Method. If you want to become someone people remember, you need to master the skill of echoing. So what is the Echo Method? It means repeating a small part of what someone just said in a natural and friendly way. Why is it so effective? Because it shows you are truly paying attention. It shows you value what they are saying. It encourages them to share more. It helps the speaker feel understood and motivates them to open up even further. What does this look like in real conversations? Example 1. Your friend says, "I've been really stressed at work lately." You respond by echoing "stressed at work." Notice you're not giving advice. You're simply reflecting their feeling back to them. This encourages them to continue. "Yeah, my boss keeps giving me impossible deadlines." Now the conversation naturally becomes deeper. Example 2. Your coworker says, "I finally finished the project after 3 months." You echo 3 months. That sounds like a big project. Again, the person feels encouraged to say more. "Yes, it was exhausting but completely worth it. I learned so much." You just made them feel important and heard by using the simple power of echoing. Important note: don't repeat everything, just a key word or emotion. Use a warm and curious tone, not a robotic one. In sales, negotiations, and conflict situations, echoing becomes a hidden advantage. When someone feels understood, they become far more open to working with you. Tip 7. Voice control. You might have the perfect words, but if your voice sounds dull, flat, or robotic, people will quickly lose interest. Your voice is like your personal music. So what is voice control? It means managing your tone, your pace, and your pauses while speaking so your communication feels dynamic and engaging. Let's break it down step by step. Pitch, high and low. Pitch is how high or low your voice sounds. If you always speak in a high pitch, you might sound nervous or annoying. If you always speak in a low pitch, you might sound dull or tired. Great communicators naturally vary their pitch. They go higher when they are excited. They go lower when they are serious. For example, sharing a success moment, excited tone. And then we won the competition. Higher pitch, emotional tone. It wasn't easy. There were nights we almost gave up. Lower pitch. Speed, how fast you speak. Speed is how quickly or slowly you talk. If you speak too fast, people feel overwhelmed. If you speak too slowly, people lose interest. You need to adjust your speed based on your message. For example, fast speed for excitement. The moment we saw the results, we jumped, shouted, hugged. It was unbelievable. Slow speed for serious moments. But deep inside, we knew the real journey had just begun. Control your speed. Control the emotion. Pause, the silent power. A pause is a short moment of silence. Taking a brief pause after a key point gives people time to really take in what you're saying. It creates anticipation. It gives your words more impact. For instance, even the tiniest decisions can shape your whole future. Those moments of silence bring more meaning. They pull listeners closer. They make what you say feel more powerful and significant. The best speakers at TED Talks have full control over their voice. They sound like they're sharing a story, not reciting something memorized. When you learn to control your voice, you connect directly with people's emotions. Tip 8, the broken record technique. Have you ever met someone who just won't take no for an answer, keeps debating, keeps insisting, and puts you in awkward situations? In those situations, one of the most powerful communication strategies is the broken record technique. So what does it mean? You simply repeat your main message calmly over and over without getting upset until the other person understands you're serious. Like a scratched record, it keeps playing the same line. Why does this work so well? Because it shows confidence without being aggressive. It protects your boundaries. It encourages others to respect your choice. The secret is to stay calm without anger or sarcasm. Example 1. Someone keeps insisting you drink alcohol at a party. You don't want to. Come on, just have one drink. You calmly say, no thanks, I'm not drinking tonight. Oh come on, don't be boring. You remain steady. No thanks, I'm not drinking tonight. Just a little. You stay relaxed, maybe even smiling. No thanks, I'm not drinking tonight. After saying it a few times, don't give up because you didn't argue or justify yourself. You simply held your ground. Example 2. In a business situation, a client asks you to do extra work without extra payment. You calmly repeat, we're happy to assist, but that will require an additional fee. No debate. No long explanation. Just steady repetition. Don't argue. Don't over-explain. Just clearly repeat your boundary. Over time, people begin to respect you more because you remain calm and professional. Stay confident. Stay in charge. Tip 9. Humor. Humor isn't only about telling jokes. It's about adding comfort, warmth, and connection to your conversations. Why is humor so effective? It lowers tension. It helps people feel at ease. It builds an instant bond. It shows you're approachable, not arrogant. It helps your message stay in people's minds longer. If you can make someone smile, you can earn their trust. And trust is the foundation of great communication. But humor doesn't mean acting silly. It doesn't mean putting others down. It's about being genuine, relatable, and sometimes even laughing at yourself. Imagine you're sitting in a job interview. The interviewer asks, can you share a moment when you made a mistake? You could respond in a rigid, anxious way. Or you could give a slight smile and say, just one mistake? I've got plenty. Then naturally shift into your real answer. What happens next? The interviewer relaxes. They smile. They remember you. You come across as confident and authentic. Humor builds a connection. Now picture yourself in a high-pressure negotiation. The room feels intense. Everyone looks serious. You notice people holding cups of black coffee. You smile and say, "Look at all this coffee." Seems like when negotiating caffeine rights as well, people laugh. The tension disappears. The environment feels lighter. What happens then? When people feel relaxed, they open up more, become less defensive, and are much more willing to listen. Humor removes pressure. You're giving a presentation on teamwork. Instead of starting seriously, you say, "They say teamwork makes the dream work, unless the dream is taking a long nap, and I definitely prefer working alone." People laugh immediately. They feel connected to you. Your talk becomes memorable because you didn't just inform. You connected and shared. So how can you use humor effectively? Stay self-aware. Make general jokes about yourself, not about others. Stay observant. Notice light, funny moments around you. Be natural, not forced. Never put anyone down. People who laugh with you begin to trust you, and people who trust you begin to follow you. When you use humor the right way, you become unforgettable. Tip 10, vulnerability. So what does vulnerability truly mean? It means being real honest and open about your emotions, experiences, and even your mistakes without pretending to be perfect. Many people think vulnerability is weakness, but in reality, it is your greatest strength. When you show your true self, people trust you, relate to you, and respect you more. Because the truth is, everyone is quietly dealing with something inside. When they see your honesty, they feel they're not alone. Vulnerability builds a bridge between hearts. Why is vulnerability so powerful? It creates trust instantly. When you open up, others feel safe to do the same. It makes you relatable. Nobody is perfect. When you share your struggles, people feel you are just like them. It shows bravery. Only strong individuals can accept their flaws without fear. It builds a deep emotional bond. When you share your challenges, dreams, or lessons, it touches people's hearts. The interviewer asks, "Can you tell us about a time you made a mistake?" You could reply in a tense, nervous way. Or you could give a light smile and say, "Just one mistake? I made quite a few." Then smoothly move into your real answer. What happens after that? The interviewer relaxes. They smile. They remember you. You come across as confident and genuine. Humor created a connection. Now imagine yourself in a stressful negotiation. The room feels tight. Everyone looks serious. You notice people holding cups of black coffee. You smile and say, "That's a lot of coffee." Looks like we're negotiating caffeine too. People laugh. The tension fades. The mood becomes lighter. What happens next? When people feel at ease, they open up more, become less guarded, and are much more willing to listen. Humor takes away pressure. You're giving a talk about teamwork. Instead of beginning in a serious tone, you say, "People say teamwork makes the dream work. Unless the dream is taking a long nap, then I'd rather work alone." People laugh right away. They feel connected to you. Your talk becomes memorable because you didn't just explain. You connected and shared. So how do you use humor effectively? Stay aware of yourself. Make light jokes about yourself, not others. Stay observant. Notice small, funny moments around you. Be natural, not forced. Never disrespect anyone. People who laugh with you start to trust you, and people who trust you begin to follow you. When you use humor the right way, you become unforgettable. Tip 10, vulnerability. So what does vulnerability actually mean? It means being real honest and open about your feelings, experiences, and even your mistakes without pretending to be perfect. Many people think vulnerability is a weakness, but in reality, it is your greatest strength. When you show your true self, people trust you, relate to you, and respect you more. Because the truth is, everyone is silently dealing with something inside. When they see your honesty, they feel they are not alone. Vulnerability creates a connection between hearts. Why is vulnerability so powerful? It builds trust instantly. When you open up, others feel safe to open up to. It makes you relatable. No one is perfect. When you share your struggles, people feel you are just like them. It shows courage. Only strong people can accept their flaws without fear. It creates a deep emotional connection. When you share your challenges, dreams, or lessons, it touches people's hearts. 4. Share it in a natural way. Speak like you're talking to someone you trust. 5. End with hope. Show how you grew through it. Always remember this. Walls create distance between people. Vulnerability brings people closer. When you decide to be open, you don't just speak to people's minds. You connect with their hearts. And connecting with hearts is what makes communication powerful, unforgettable, and even viral. True communication is not just mind to mind. It is heart to heart, and only vulnerability can unlock that bond. Communication isn't about trying to impress people with big or fancy words. It's about genuinely connecting with them on a deeper level. It's about building trust, understanding, and forming strong relationships that last. You don't need to be perfect to communicate well. You just need to be honest, present, and real. So practice these 10 tips every single day. And very soon, you won't just improve the way you speak. You'll change how people feel when they listen to you. And that, my friend, is real power. Your words will no longer be just words. They will become impactful, meaningful, and unforgettable. If you apply these techniques, I'm confident you'll see growth in your career, your relationships, and your self-confidence. And always remember this. Communication is not only about what you say, it's about how people feel when they hear you. So go ahead, speak with clarity, speak with confidence, and most importantly, speak from your heart. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful tips on improving communication and making every conversation count. Now go out there and share your truth, because the world is ready to hear it. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, Elite English.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to dive even deeper into one of the most talked about lives in modern history. This is not just a story about success or failure or power. This is a complete journey of ambition, confidence, risks, and comebacks. This is the full life story of Donald Trump. So sit back, relax, and listen carefully, because this story has lessons, drama, and moments that can truly inspire you. Donald Trump was born on June 14, 1946, in Queens, New York City. His full name is Donald John Trump. He was born into a wealthy family, but that doesn't mean life was easy or simple for him. His father, Fred Trump, was a strong and disciplined businessman. He built houses and apartments for middle-income families, mainly in Brooklyn and Queens. He believed in hard work, smart investments, and strict control. His mother, Mary McLeod Trump, came from a small town in Scotland. She moved to America with dreams, just like many immigrants. She was calm, elegant, and deeply focused on family values. Donald was the fourth of 5 children. Growing up in a big family meant competition, attention, and pressure. From a young age, Donald showed signs of strong energy, confidence, and leadership. But at the same time, he was also very active and sometimes difficult to manage. When Donald was just 13 years old, his father made a life-changing decision. He sent him to the New York Military Academy. This was not a punishment. It was a turning point. Life there was strict. Early mornings, uniforms, discipline, rules, and constant training. For many kids, this environment would feel too hard. But for Donald, it became a place where his personality was shaped. He learned discipline, control, and how to lead others. He became competitive, focused, and ambitious. He even earned leadership roles among students, which showed his growing confidence. After completing his education at the military academy, Donald moved forward to college. He first joined Fordham University in New York. He studied there for 2 years, but he always wanted something bigger. He then transferred to the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania. This was one of the best business schools in the world. In 1968, Donald graduated with a degree in economics. Now, he was ready to step into the real world. After graduation, Donald joined his father's business, the Trump Organization. At first, he worked on small projects, mainly in Brooklyn and Queens. But Donald had a different vision. He didn't just want to build houses. He wanted to build landmarks. He wanted to be known. In the early 1970s, Donald made a bold move. He shifted his focus to Manhattan. At that time, Manhattan was the center of big business, luxury, and attention. His first major opportunity came with the Commodore Hotel. The hotel was in bad condition. It was losing money, and most people saw it as a failed property. But Donald saw potential. He believed he could turn it around. He worked with investors, negotiated deals, and took risks. After renovation, the hotel reopened as the Grand Hyatt Hotel. This project changed everything. Suddenly, Donald Trump was not just another businessman. He was a rising star. During the 1980s, Donald Trump entered his golden phase. He built bigger, better, and more luxurious projects. The most famous one was Trump Tower in New York City. This building was not just a skyscraper, it was a statement. With luxury apartments, offices, and shopping spaces, it became a symbol of success. People saw the name Trump everywhere, and that name started becoming powerful. At the same time, Donald expanded into Atlantic City. He entered the casino business. He bought and built multiple casinos, including the Trump Taj Mahal. When it opened in 1990, it was the largest casino in the world. It was grand, expensive, and full of attention. Donald was now one of the most famous businessmen in America, but success is never a straight line. In the early 1990s, Donald Trump faced one of the toughest phases of his life. His businesses started struggling. The casinos were not performing well. Debts started piling up. He owed billions of dollars. Many people believed his career was over, but this is where his mindset played a big role. Instead of giving up, Donald decided to fight back. He negotiated with banks. He restructured his debts. He sold some assets, and slowly, step by step, he rebuilt his position. This phase of his life is a powerful lesson. Failure is not the end, unless you stop trying. During the 1990s and early 2000s, Donald also focused on building his public image. He appeared in interviews, magazines, and television shows. His personality was bold, confident, and sometimes controversial, but that's what made him stand out. People talked about him, and attention is power. In 2004, Donald Trump entered the world of reality television. He launched a show called The Apprentice. This show became extremely popular. Contestants competed for a job in his company, and every week, Donald would eliminate someone with his famous line, "You're fired." This line became iconic, and the show made him even more famous worldwide. Now, Donald Trump was not just a businessman. He was a global brand. His name was used in hotels, buildings, golf courses, and many other businesses. Trump Towers were built in different countries. His brand stood for luxury, success, and boldness. Now, let's talk about his personal life in more detail. Donald Trump has been married 3 times. His first wife was Ivana Trump. They married in 1977. Ivana was a model and also worked closely with Donald in business. They had 3 children, Donald J.R.B., Ivanka, and Eric. After 15 years of marriage, they divorced in 1992. His second marriage was to Marla Maples in 1993. She was an actress. They had 1 daughter, Tiffany Trump. But this relationship also ended in divorce in 1999. His third marriage was to Melania Trump in 2005. She is a model from Slovenia. They have 1 son, Barron Trump. Melania later became the First Lady of the United States. Donald Trump is also a grandfather. His children have their own families, and he often spends time with them. Now comes one of the biggest chapters of his life: politics. For many years, Donald talked about politics. He shared his opinions on the country's problems. He spoke about leadership, economy, and global issues. But he never officially ran for president until 2015. In 2015, Donald Trump announced that he would run for president. This shocked many people. He had no political background, but he had confidence, communication skills, and a strong message. His campaign slogan was simple: "Make America Great Again." His campaign focused on jobs, immigration, and trade. He promised change. He spoke directly to the people, and slowly, his support grew. In 2016, he ran against Hillary Clinton. Many experts believed she would win, but the results surprised the world. Donald Trump won the election. He became the 45th president of the United States. A businessman had become president, something very rare in history. He took office on January 20, 2017. During his presidency, he focused on the economy. He reduced taxes and supported businesses. The economy showed growth in the early years. He also focused strongly on immigration. He pushed for building a wall on the US-Mexico border. This became one of the most debated topics. In foreign policy, he met leaders from around the world, including North Korea's Kim Jong-un. This was a historic moment. He also tried to reform healthcare, but it was complex, and not all changes were successful. In 2019, he was impeached by the House of Representatives, but the Senate did not remove him from office, so he completed his term. In 2020, he ran for re-election, this time against Joe Biden. The election was intense, and Joe Biden won. After the election, there was tension. On January 6, 2021, a serious incident happened at the US Capitol. This became a major moment in American history. On January 20, 2021, Donald Trump left the White House. He did not attend the inauguration. After leaving office, he returned to his business life. He continues to own properties, golf courses, and businesses. He remains active in public discussions, and he still has strong supporters. Even today, Donald Trump remains one of the most recognized names in the world. His life is full of highs and lows, success and failure, risk and reward. From a young boy in Queens, to a powerful businessman, to the President of the United States, his journey is truly unique. And the biggest lesson from his story is simple: believe in yourself, take risks, and never give up. This is the complete story of Donald Trump, a story of ambition, resilience, and impact. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.